Play that shit. Noel, play that shit. Whatever. Play some shit. Play that shit from the Yay area. Oh, Yay area. Yay area.
Hey. Trips that you plan for the next whole week. Bands too long for niggas.
Fellas, welcome to the Lewis Basketball Network, fellas. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to the Lewis Basketball Network. I hope you guys are enjoying your stay on this channel. It is your boy Lewis, and I'm back once again with another banger with yet another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about it. Game 4. Last night, I saw the game. I was at a bar. It was lit. It was crazy. There was a bunch of Raptor fans in the building. They were just like, it was like they were praying for this day to come to see that the beloved Toronto Raptors will win another game in Oracle Arena. And I am here to tell you, 100% certain, ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto Raptors, yes, the Toronto Raptors are one win away from their first NBA championship in franchise history, beating the Golden State Warriors 105-92. They win by 13 with some incredible performances. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to break down. I am going to cover about both teams, what went well, what went a little bit haywire for both teams, but we are going to start with the statistics. DJ, Monkey's in the back. Roll the click and hit me up with that first question, all right?
Yeah, feel real good with your hands in the air and lick 2 shots in the atmosphere.
What to do is we're going to look at the stats of the game. So we're going to look at the stats for both teams. And so what I noticed here, you know, in my beloved smart pad over here, the Warriors shot a better percentage than the Toronto Raptors, 44.9, nearly 45%, to the Raptors 41.9%. So the Warriors shot 3% better on 8 less shots. So Toronto got more shot opportunities than the Golden State Warriors did, and the Warriors shot better. Now, 3-point range. The Warriors shot an ugly, abysmal 8 of 27 from 3-point range. The Raptors shot 10 of 32. Free throws. The Golden State Warriors got to the line 3 less times than the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors shot a ridiculous 23 of 24. That is nearly 96% from the line. The Golden State Warriors shot 66%. They were 14 of 21. They missed 7 free throws. McKinney went, in the 3 times McKinney went to the free throw line, he missed all 3 free throws. Even Steph Curry missed one. Even Kevon Looney missed one. So those are 5 missed free throws from 3 players right there. Not good. The Golden State Warriors out-rebounded the Toronto Raptors by 4. But that wouldn't tell you the full story in how the Warriors got their energy sapped and the crowd headed for the exits in the 4th quarter. Also, the Warriors had 2 more offensive rebounds than the Toronto Raptors. They out-assisted them 26-22, so the ball was moving better. But remember, I keep telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that this is a 48-minute game. The Warriors had a couple of more blocks, 6-4. But the telltale stat that has always been an Achilles heel of the Golden State Warriors, and I've said this for many times, turnovers. The Raptors committed less than 10 turnovers. They had 9 total. The Golden State Warriors, 17 turnovers. Not a good look. Points in the paint. The Warriors 36, Raptors 34, just by 2. Personal fouls, the Warriors committed more fouls. Now here's the thing. When we look at this whole totality of the game, it would not tell you. On some of these stats that you would look, you would think that the Warriors would have won this game. But they did not. And I'm about to tell you why. So, on the Toronto side, DJ, hit me up with that question as you always do, man. Keep spitting them question, keep snapping them with those Snapple facts, all right? Let's go. Go.
98. It's ours. Hey yo, regardless of rain or snow.
Let's see. You know, we got Kawhi Leonard in 41 minutes. That boy was amazing. 36 points and 12 rebounds in 41 minutes. I almost said 41 minutes. I'm sorry. Siakam chipped in 19, a quiet 19. Marc Gasol chipped in 9. Kyle Lowry chipped in with 10, but it wouldn't tell you how well he played defensively on Steph Curry. Danny Green only chipped in 3 points. I told you that with Klay Thompson, that Danny Green wasn't going to be as effective, and he only scored 3 points. He did miss a lot of makeable shots, though, because the same shots that he missed in Game 4, he was hitting in Game 3, and he had 18, even though Klay wasn't there. Van Vliet only had 8 points in 29 minutes, but remember, he got that vicious, unexpected, accidental elbow by Sean Livingston on a rebound, and so he had to get stitches, and he lost a tooth as well on the court. But Serge Ibaka, ladies and gentlemen, gets that game ball. The man, 8 of 10 from the field, 20 points in the game. The bench gives you 28, but only from 2 guys, Serge Ibaka. And here's the thing, if you look at the Raptors, Game 1, Pascal Siakam, 14 of 17, 32 points. Kawhi Leonard was the best scorer in Game 2, but he only shot 8 of 20. Game 3, Kawhi Leonard had the quietest 30 points, but that's because 5 other guys scored in double figures. 5 guys scored at least 17 or more points. Kawhi led all scorers, but look, your next best scorer, Kyle Lowry had 23 on 9 of 15 from the field. Fred VanVleet gave you 11. Marcus Gasol gave you 17. Pascal Siakam gave you 17. Serge Ibaka gave you 18. And then tonight, along with Kawhi Leonard, you got Siakam and Ibaka. They give you 39 combined points. 19 from Siakam in the starting lineup. Ibaka gives you 20 off the bench. The Warriors cannot counter that. And with the style of play that the Toronto Raptors play is why you need a player like Kevin Durant. This is why. The Raptors, and another thing, what killed the Raptors did not shoot the ball well in the first half, especially in the first quarter. The Warriors kind of blitzed them early, playing with great energy. My question I kept saying was, how long were they going to sustain it? But Toronto weathered the storm. They came back and hit you with those double figures, and they did a great job. They had 12 steals in the game, ladies and gentlemen, which shows you they had active hands defensively. They did a great job defensively. The Golden State Warriors did not even crack. They didn't even have a 30-point quarter in this game. They didn't. 23, 23, 21, 25. They struggled to score, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to get why for the Golden State Warriors as to say what went well and what went wrong. But for the Raptors, they got 4 guys in double figures. They had 6 guys in double figures the last game. The Golden State Warriors are not getting that kind of production, and it's really starting to hurt them. So, congratulations to the Toronto Raptors on this victory. Now let's go on to the Golden State side, shall we?
Girl, your body good and you're special to me. Wanna make you my lady officially.
Positives. Steph Curry gives you 27 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds in 43 minutes. Klay Thompson, back from the hamstring injury, 28 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Draymond Green, 10 points, 12 assists, 9 rebounds in 41 minutes. Kevon Looney, 10 points, coming back from the rib injury, when it was mentioned to be a collarbone, but it ended up being a rib injury. And that's where it stops there. What were the problems with the Golden State Warriors? Although you got 55 points from Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, you got 37 points from the rest of the team. The worst part about it is your starting lineup only gave you 19 points. You got 18 points off your bench. But that was because DeMarcus Cousins once again played horrible, and I felt the Raptors did a very good job of making him make decisions since he is not conditioned. And it's not like the Raptors are feeling sorry for the Warriors. They are putting the clamps down on them. The Raptors defense has given the Warriors so many problems. Also, when we look at it, you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that the Golden State Warriors are very depleted. This is a very depleted bunch. And when you look at them, it's like it's very tough and watch them play. Curry and Thompson logged heavy minutes in this game. People are going to say, well, the Warriors had 9 days off. I'm not giving any excuses, but I'm just telling you that the sacrifice for getting Kevin Durant, you're going to thin your bench. The Golden State does not have any shooting. Look, Quinn Cook struggled tonight. He went scoreless in 7 minutes of action. Andrew Bogut went scoreless in 11 minutes of action. And I said that you should have started Andrew Bogut and had Cousins off the bench to give you some points. He gave you 6, but in the starting lineup. Another thing is, with the injury to Kevin Durant, and also with the injury to DeMarcus Cousins, the Warriors have had 11 different starting lineups in the postseason. That's too many different starting lineups in the postseason. Steve Kerr has tried to play the mental game. Durant will be back this, Durant will be back that, Durant will be back this. He was supposed to be back in the Western Conference Finals, but ladies and gentlemen, every single time, the paradigm kept changing on Kevin Durant's status for games. So when we factor all this in, it's a reason why Kevin Durant is not playing. And I lead to beg to differ to you when I say this. Kevin Durant's injury is a lot more serious than people really give notion to. I kept saying this. What I was going to say is that I think it really depended on the scenario, and I kept saying that to me, this was a mental game chess move by Steve Kerr. And I think in one part, it's kind of low-key distracted Golden State too, because they are so dependent to me a little bit on hoping that Kevin Durant comes back, and they need him. They said it in the press conferences in the earlier rounds. We need Kevin for this championship, and that's absolutely correct. Because let me tell you this, give Toronto a lot of credit. They've played well defensively, but let's be honest. Kawhi Leonard has not had to guard the player of the caliber of a Kevin Durant. He has not been having to do that. Giannis is a tough matchup. But remember, when you eliminate his drives, he's a lot more useless when he has to shoot from the outside. Jimmy Butler, he can be good, but he can be inconsistent. His game comes and goes at times. And in the first round, Orlando didn't have anybody that can really challenge Kawhi Leonard anyway. So in the finals, you were expecting that you were going to face Kevin Durant, and unfortunately that hasn't happened because of that calf injury. It's either a calf or an Achilles. But we know that the calf is connected to the Achilles bone. So we know that. For the Warriors, defensively, they started out with a house of fire, but they couldn't sustain the defensive effort. But that was because they were struggling to score. Their inability. That's another thing, too, that people forget. Golden State's strength, when we talk about strength in numbers and all that, it was because they had the ability to defend and they had the ability to shoot the three. Those have been nullified tremendously, because that's why if you notice in the postseason, Golden State has been scoring more so on drives and more so mid-range shots. Their three-point shots in terms of Curry and Curry and Clay, they have not been the same. They just haven't. And it's really affecting them and it's starting to show. The lack of depth in the shooting and the lack of front court scoring, and I'm going to say this again, and I've said this for a while now. The Golden State Warriors are missing JaVale McGee. They are missing JaVale McGee. His ability to play defense and switch on the pick and roll, and I know he has asthma, but he can impact the game. He did it in their two championship teams. Ask you this question. Look what he did to LeBron in the finals last year. Look what he did when he came into the Houston series last year, when Steve Kerr finally decided to play him, because there was at one point where either Kerr was not playing enough minutes for McGee or he was just not playing him. And let's be honestly real here. Let's give Nick Nurse a ton of credit. He has outcoached Steve Kerr in this series. He just has. The Warriors are just a turnover machine, turning the ball over. They've made DeMarcus Cousins make decisions that he's not comfortable with due to his lack of conditioning. And let's face it, Cousins is not the defender that he is. Look, Damian Jones and Jordan Bell, they're going to be nullified because you don't look at those guys to score. Those guys are just energy players. Quinn Cook went scoreless. So, it just tells you. And when I look at the Warriors, this team, the Raptors are long and they're athletic. And it's given the Warriors a lot of problems because they can't deal with that athleticism. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I know Curry had 27 points. He had 47 last game, and it's not easy carrying the load, but I'm going to say this, even though, and I'm a Curry fan when I say this. I am a Curry fan, but let's face it. Ladies and gentlemen, Steph Curry choked. He choked. He got his 7 points late down the stretch because he went mostly scoreless the entire fourth quarter. Mostly. He had 20 points through 3, and he struggled pretty much the entire night. Like I said, you're always not going to get a great game, but this is one of the reasons why Steph Curry kind of gets the criticism that he does. And I say a lot of times in one part it's kind of unfair just because of what he's had to deal with. I mean, let's face it. What kind of basketball team have you seen in an NBA game, in an NBA Finals, play a box and one defense to make sure that that player who is controlling the point guard position not have an effect on the game by touching the basketball? We're not gonna let you shoot. We're not gonna let you touch the ball. So we're gonna play a boxing 1. You best believe that. See if you can score on this, Steph Curry. Best believe that. And what did Steph Curry do? He had to pass the ball. And even in Game 4 last night when he got double teamed, he had to throw some behind the back passes. But that was because if he threw a direct pass, it was gonna get deflected and stolen. I can't tell you how many turnovers. DeMarcus Cousins had like 5 turnovers. That Raptor defense is for real, ladies and gentlemen. You're talking about these grown-up Raptors coming out here like they coming in here in Oracle like it's Jurassic Park. Okay? Those are the facts. They're like, we not letting T-Rex come here and pick up the pieces acting like he's that roar monster. We gonna come here and we gonna be the carnivores out here. And that's what the Toronto Raptors are doing right now. They smell blood. And that's why the Warriors struggled. And that's why the Toronto Raptors are up 3-1. So, like Steph Curry said, the series is not over. Draymond Green coming out here saying that they were going to win in 6 games. Draymond, I got to ask you a question. You know, sir, you talk about how, you're confident in your team and you say that the Warriors were going to win in 6 games. Can you explain why you're down 3-1? Well, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Draymond has left. He left reporters and had no comment. Keep that same energy, Draymond. And so now he says, why not make history? Here's my thing. Draymond Green needs to just play basketball. Stop making guarantees about what you're going to do. I will say this. Well, I would say it right now, but I just explained how horrible the Warriors played, even though that their only positives were Clay and Curry with 55 points. But let's get into that last question, man. Not even into the last question. Let's get into my final outlook.
Baby, are you lonely? Don't wanna rush out, can help you if you're only. Let me touch it for wrong, love, tell me. Cause I get caught up in the life I live.
Takeaways from Game 4, when we look at the totality of it, is this whole thing of Kevin Durant playing or not playing is really looming on the Golden State Warriors, and I think it's really affecting them. And I think it's caused them to be showing a lack of focus. It's like they can sustain it, but let's face it, the Raptors right now are the better team, and I'm going to say without Kevin Durant. I'm going to say that without KD. The Raptors are still good. The Warriors are still good. But I'm going to say it again. They are not the same defensive team. They don't have 3-point shooters like they once did. And again, Steve Kerr has been so reliant on his Hampton 5 and playing small lineups. And then, like I said, things changed when DeMarcus Cousins and Kevin Durant both went down with injuries. Serious injuries. DeMarcus tore his quad and Kevin Durant popped his calf. Or tore his calf muscle. Or it's an Achilles injury. We don't know how serious that is. But I feel like this whole thing that Steve Kerr kept doing, it was kind of prepping his guys to say that we need Kevin Durant. What the Warriors should have done was just try to play basketball. And I think Steve Kerr, to me, has been more damaging than anything, trying to implement in their heads that Kevin Durant is coming back. They should have just went out and played. And if Kevin comes back, Kevin comes back. But just because Kevin comes back, you have to hope that he's around 70 to 80%. If he's not none of that, there's no way that Kevin Durant is going to be as effective. It's just not going to happen. It's just not possible. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest, man. The Raptors in this game really exposed the Warriors. Hard body. It is what it is. Like and if you look at the Warriors, they were shooting out of all of their shots. They kind of shot at desperation, and the Warriors lost this game in the third quarter. And ladies and gentlemen, it's clear as day, man. The Toronto Raptors, they exposed the Warriors really hard, and like I said, I say once again, the series is not over. But look, Steve Kerr, like I said, he to me kind of low-key kind of messed up the mentality of the Golden State Warriors. And Nick Nurse, for a neophyte coach, and let me end it by saying it right now. Remember 2 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, when Kawhi Leonard was a San Antonio Spur, right? Kawhi Leonard with that same San Antonio Spurs team in 2017 when the Warriors were making their little dominant historical run, got injured in Game 1 in the third quarter by Zaza Pachulia, as Skip loves to say, right? The Warriors end up winning the game when Curry ends up leading the charge after the Warriors were down by 23. Kawhi doesn't play for the rest of the series. Kawhi Leonard has a chance for redemption against Golden State. Let's also factor in this. Kawhi Leonard ended LeBron James and the Miami Heat's three-peat by playing some of the best basketball despite only averaging 14 points a game against that Spurs that dominated the Miami Heat in that 5-game series. Dominated. As Skip likes to say, by a record finals margin, right? So he ended what could have potentially be the Miami Heat dynasty. That's why I said I called their dynasty an incomplete. But then, ladies and gentlemen, the Warriors they've won 3 titles in 4 years. They're the back-to-back NBA champions, 2-time defending champions. If Kawhi Leonard were to beat this team with or without Kevin Durant, what does that do for Kawhi's legacy? I've seen some Kawhi fans already going, oh, Kawhi is top 10 of all time if he knocks out the... No. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Don't go there. Kawhi Leonard is only 27 years old. He's only in his 7th NBA season. I need to see more of Kawhi Leonard before you start making stupid asinine comments where I start to agree with you and say, okay, you're absolutely right. Okay? Kawhi Leonard is possibly top 10 of all time. But this, I'm going to say it again, this is the first time that Kawhi Leonard is really showing you. He was starting to show it in San Antonio when he got in his old keys, up until the injury, and then he missed 73 games. But he's had an unbelievable postseason. And I said it before, ladies and gentlemen, I felt like once the Toronto Raptors reached the NBA Finals, you were going to see a more calm and cohesive, proficient, more defensive-oriented, more focused Raptors team. The Warriors look like their championship hunger is full. Even with Kevin Durant, they look full. The Raptors are hungrier right now than Golden State. Golden State does not have the depth. They don't have the shooting that they once had. They miss JaVale McGee. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson playing a lot of minutes, and these injuries have affected them. A little bit of the drama too. The Warriors were not the same defense they were all season. They were they were 20th in defensive rating. In points per game, the Warriors were 18th this year. And that's why I keep telling cats, man, this is not the same Warriors team. I feel like, like I said, Steph gets disrespected a lot, and to me it's unwarranted. I don't think he's right. But I never said here that he was a better overall player than Kevin Durant. I never said that. I just said I gave you details as to why I think he's better because of the impact that he puts on the basketball court and how easier he makes it for Kevin Durant. But we also have to remember, be cognizant of this factor. That although you can be the main catalyst of a team, it is still a team game, ladies and gentlemen. So let's say that Kevin Durant's averaging 35 points and he wins the finals MVP and he's the guy that put the team over the top. You still got to get contributions from everybody else, because if you don't get it, then the argument's going to be, well, Kevin Durant showed up. He gave you 50, 40, 90, 35 points per game, but where was everybody else? That's what I'm saying. Basketball is 5-on-5. Basketball is a team of 15. Like, it's all guys. Even if they don't contribute on the bench, it's a team. Every team is going to have the best player. They're going to show up and show out, but you still got to win as a team. The main catalyst is always going to get the shine, bro. It's either he's going to get the full credit or he's going to get the full blame. Unless you're LeBron James. But still, in order to win basketball games, in order to become champions, you always say, again, you play together, defense wins championships and all this kind of, all this yada, yada, yada. All this alma mater. If Steph Curry, like I said, was able to lead the charge of an NBA championship, it's always about the leader takes the lead and the others follow. And let me say this about Kawhi Leonard. He has been a wonderful influence on Kyle Lowry. He's given the Raptors a sense of calmness. At one point during the playoffs, man, Pascal Siakam and some of those guys were afraid to shoot the basketball. Kawhi Leonard never, ever changed his expression. He never changed his personality. He never changed his emotions. He kept them the same. And once he kept having those Raptors believe, they just kept playing. And to me, he's just keeping things under wraps. Like, he's talking to them, but it's like he's being vocal, like on the sidelines. He's not making it known out there. He's talking. And like I said, Kawhi Leonard's developed a personality here in Toronto. And ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto Raptors, he is the best thing that ever happened to the Toronto Raptors. In the first year, they make it to the finals. And also, the Raptors are low-key starting to mirror image the Golden State Warriors of 2015. Because think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Kawhi Leonard's first year being the prominent best player, leading the Raptors to the NBA Finals. Nick Nurse, first year neophyte head coach, possibly one win away from winning a championship, just like Steve Kerr. Well, Nick Nurse was an assistant coach. That was a difference. Steve Kerr had no coaching experience. But they're still kind of mirror images, though. When you look at the Raptors, they have depth, something that the Warriors had in their 67-15 championship season in 2015. Their team is built. Like, they have some similarities. And in some ways, it's kind of like looking in a mirror. First of all, again, the Raptors won the third quarter. The Warriors are the masters of the third quarter, winning the third quarter. They took a page out of the Warriors book and beat them in the third quarter. I told you just now, the Warriors, they didn't crack. The most points they scored in the quarter was in the fourth with 25. They didn't even have a 30-piece. And the Raptors had 30-plus points in the third quarter in back-to-back games. This is how good the Raptors are. Kevin Durant, again, he'll give you the points, but their defense is still not the same, and you can clearly see it, ladies and gentlemen. You can clearly see it. Kevin Durant is going to help you offensively, and yes, he could defend, and I agree in terms of that. Kawhi Leonard isn't going to be able to guard. He's going to have a tough time guarding Kevin Durant and then trying to score because of the fact that you have another guy who has the ability to score anywhere, no matter where you put him on the floor. And I do agree in the fact that Steph Curry cannot do the things that Kevin Durant can do. But then I'll say that Kevin Durant doesn't garner the attention that Steph Curry gets. Remember, let that marinate. Box in one. You bringing up a middle school defense just to guard one player. They're saying we're not going to let you touch the ball. But, so once again, congratulations to the Raptors. And Game 5, stay tuned for that. That's going to be June 10th. I believe it's 9 o'clock Eastern, man, in Toronto, or 8:30, one of the two times. But, yo, I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to see if the Toronto Raptors wrapped it up. If the Golden State Warriors find some way, in my opinion, to win on the road, and like Steve Kerr said after the Game 4 postgame, this is our ultimate test. We will see, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not going to say that the series is over. I was kind of going back and forth with it, like in the bar. I'm like, the Warriors had a heck of a run. I'll say the Warriors have had a heck of a run when I know that they're on the verge of losing. But until then, the Warriors still have a chance. They just got to win 3 more games. Remember, in the same postseason, in 2016, they were up 3-1. They were down 3-1. So they know both ends of the spectrum. I just don't think they have the team to do it. But we will see what happens. If Kevin Durant somehow comes back, or if the Warriors can steal a game on the road, I can see Kevin Durant playing in Game 6. If the Warriors look like they're losing, Kevin Durant played his last game on May 8th. Mark it down as I said it, ladies and gentlemen. But the Golden State Warriors still have a chance. They still have a chance to win, and I'm not just going to bet against them and count them out. They're champions for a reason. But the Toronto Raptors smell blood. They need to take advantage. They need to take advantage of it. And I'm going to take a quote from one of my guys, and they need to put the foot on the necks. So, anywho, this is your boy Lewis back again with another one. Let me know what you guys think of the comments, man, of Game 4. As always, you already know the drill. Bless up. One. Love. Peace. Thanks for watching. Shout out to my man Speak Your Mind Sports Talk, man, for the wonderful comment in my last video. Shout out to my man D. Jefferson. Shout out to my man He Knows the Sport. Shout out to Sierra Dean. Shout out to Patricia Sutton. Shout out to my subscribers. Make sure to share this video, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. I truly appreciate all of you, man. DJ, you already know the drill. Hit that outro.
Hello, hi. Me and my friend, Mr. Rum, is here to destroy your party. You are static. I had some stress, so I take some shots. But the amount that tick, ready to just boy. I heard a voice talking in my head. If you go to the vet, you can't go to your bed. So I said, who is talking and where you from?
trips that you plan for the next whole week. Bands too long for a nigga so cheap. And your flex OD, and your sex OD. You got it, girl, you got it. Hey, you got it, girl, you got it. Yeah, pretty little thing, you got a bag and now you wildin'. You just took it off the line, no mileage. Waiting